There's a beautiful wind out here in nature today. And I used to be one of those people who despised the wind, like going out for a walk and it's windy. I hated it. But the more time I've spent out in nature, the more I've come to appreciate the wind. Watching how it affects all the plants around me, such as dandelions, one of my favorite plants, very healthy to consume as well. If you didn't know, now you know. I like the way it blows the dandelion seeds into the air, and then they settle and nest into the deep, dark earth and grow into something beautiful. I love watching the blossom. There's loads of blossom trees around me now. Unfortunately, you can't see them, but they're everywhere. And I love how the wind affects the blossom. It makes the petals fall off, just like confetti being thrown at a wedding. It's really lovely. And the leaves as well, just the leaves slowly, gently fluttering in the air. Nature is one of the best places you can come to reduce your stress. In fact, this has been proven in studies many times that your stress will become significantly less if you spend just 15 to 20 minutes out in nature. The sounds, the sights, the smells, it reduces your stress and relaxes your nervous system. And it's free. You don't need a pill or a monthly subscription to reduce your stress. You just need to come out into what has always been. Being stressed is very natural. Humans get stressed, animals get stressed, even the trees get stressed. Whenever you see a tree that's wrapping around another, it means it was growing out of stress. It wasn't growing in the right direction, it didn't have enough space, and as a result, it's had to twist and twine around other trees and other plants. So everything around you is stressed, and stress is very natural. Stress is very normal. It's a normal part of life, but it's meant to flow through you and not stay in you. And there are 3 signs that I identify in myself if I am stressed, and the same will apply to you because it happens to everyone. The first way to identify if you're stressed is to actively listen, look, and feel as to where you are breathing. What I mean by that is chest breathing. When you take a deep breath, are you breathing into your chest? Is your rib cage expanding? If so, you are stressed. When you're not stressed, you belly breathe. So you take a breath in and your belly should extend outwards, okay? You know, like it does when you've eaten too much food. We've all been there. So when you breathe through your nose or through your mouth, your belly should expand. Now, this might not feel natural to you, okay? Especially if you're always stressed, like I used to be, and I still sometimes get stressed. And when I am, it's all in my chest. It's never through my belly. When we sleep, our belly expands and goes back to how it was. And it repeats this process, it repeats this cycle, because it's not stressed. Okay, so look to see if you're stressed by how you breathe. Now, when you are breathing through your chest, just take 30 seconds to a minute out of your day to breathe through your nose and expand your belly. Do this for 30 seconds to a minute. It's a bit like a meditation, and that's fine, until you've got that healthy balance back. Because when you're at work, for example, answering those annoying emails, check your breath. Check your breath. Stress causes disease, okay? Disease split in half is dis-ease, when your body's not at ease, when it's not in alignment with how it wants to live. So check your breath. And if you're breathing through your chest, take a minute out, breathe through your belly instead. And this will bring your body back to a state of equilibrium, okay? It'll bring your body back to a natural state of balance and awareness. And that's what we want. And you'll feel your stress go down when you belly breathe rather than chest breathe. So practice that for me and it's going to help. The second way to see if you are stressed is by how you react to daily interactions with people, but also your own thoughts and how you see the world around you. Are you a very negative, irritable, critical person? Let's go for a walk later. No, it's too hot. Let's go for a walk later. No, it's too cold. No, it's raining. No, I don't have this, I don't have that. No, I don't want to do this, don't want to do that. Okay, cool. Well, would you like to stay indoors instead? Oh yeah, might as well, because we can't do anything outside. Okay, well, I'm saying we can go outside if you want. No, I don't want to go outside, let's just stay indoors and be boring. Whoa, you sound stressed, okay? If you've got negative thoughts, if you're a negative person, one, that is okay, because it's kind of natural to be negative, all right? Especially out in nature. You come across a beautiful looking cave. When you go into that cave, you need to say to yourself, right, let's be negative before we can sit down and be positive and enjoy the cave. All right, it's a primitive thing. Are there wolves? Are there bears? Is there someone already in here who's going to kill us? Is it a good place to stay? Is there food around? Is there a flowing stream that we can drink from? Is it safe? You've got to be negative. You've got to be critical first. So that's fine. But if you don't follow it up with positivity, if you don't follow it up with something kind, with something gentle, with something great, then chances are you're too stressed and it's affecting your mental health. It can be a lot harder to get out of a mental negative headset or headspace than it can to enter a positive one. Because now we're talking about neuroscience, neuroplasticity, which are the pathways that your neurons follow in your brain to create safe pathways for them to survive in, essentially. Neuroscience is very complicated. But you have to create new neural pathways. And the only way you can do that is by actively choosing to see the positives, which is really hard if you're a negative person. And it might not be your fault if you're a negative person. Okay, you might have been, there's so many things. You might have grown up in a household where everyone was negative and your mirror neurons in your brain have picked that up. And as a result, you are negative because you mirror the other people in your life. Okay, but a lot of the times I have noticed this, and I've picked this up with myself as well, is that being negative or being positive is a choice. And people don't like to hear that, but it is a choice, okay? Because there's been so many times where people have said something to me and I've thought actively, I could say something negative right now, but then I choose to say something positive. And as a result, people say, George, why are you so positive? I'm choosing to be positive. I could make videos every single week about all the disasters going on around in the world. I could talk about all the disasters happening in the UK. I could find them very easily. Give me 30 seconds, I'll list 7 or 8 just from looking at my phone and what it said to me. I can look at the news, I could flood the internet with negativity, but I don't. I actively choose to be positive. I immerse myself in nature, I reduce my stress, I enjoy myself, I smile, and I make positive, happy, uplifting content. It's my choice. My grandmother used to say something so wise, and I love sharing it with you, and I will continue to share this for the rest of my life. I'm going to teach it to everyone I come across. And she said it so casually. She said, no matter how many bad things are happening in your life, there's always good things happening as well. I'm going to repeat that. She said, no matter how many bad things are going on in your life, there's always good things happening as well. And we need to focus on those. If you're stuck in your head, if you're stuck in your mind, and you're stressed and you're negative, you need to actively flip it. You need to see the cup as half full rather than half empty. Is it difficult? Of course it is. It's like me telling you in a physical sense to get in shape. You're currently out of shape. I need you to get healthier. I need you to drop some body fat. I need you to build a bit of muscle. I need you to improve your cardiac output. You need to go running 2 or 3 times a week. You want to sit on the sofa, but I'm telling you to get off the sofa and go to the gym. Go out into nature, go for a walk, go for a run, go for a jog, go for a hike with a friend. It's hard to think positive thoughts when you're a negative person. It's hard. It's also hard if you're a positive person to think negatively about everything. It's really hard because your neural pathways are set up in a certain way. But you can change them. That's the beauty of neuroscience. You can change your brain chemistry. It's fascinating. And it's an active choice within you. It's your free will. You can choose. So that's the second way to see if you're stressed. What are your thoughts like? It's good to have a healthy balance. There's nothing wrong with being a bit negative, because negativity often is logical. Okay, our train is in 10 minutes, but we're 20 minutes away. Mr. Positive is going to say, don't worry, we'll make it. Now, Mr. Negative is also Mr. Logical, who's going to say, no, we're not. We're not going to make it. You've got to find that healthy balance. You've got to be Mr. Negative or Mrs. Negative first. I love your enthusiasm and being so optimistic, but we're not going to make the train. But that's okay, because hey, we're still going to get there on time, or we can get the next one, or I'm sure they won't mind if we're late. You know, just bit of negativity, bit of positivity, get that balance. All right. And then the third and final way to see if you are stressed is checking in with how you feel on a daily basis. How are you around other people? How do you treat your spouse? How do you treat your children? How do you treat your friends? How are you in the workplace? Are you struggling? Are you forgetful? Are you snapping at people? Are you irritable? These are big signs of stress. Now, how are you coping with that stress? Are you eating loads of bad food after work because you feel like that's your reward? Are you sitting down and just watching TV or scrolling online because you need that dopamine hit, because you haven't had any throughout your day because you've been so stressed? This is one of the easiest ways to identify if you're overly stressed. You don't become a very nice person. Now, you have to answer this honestly, which can be scary, which can be hard. Are you a bit of a shell of your former self right now? Do you feel like a shell of your former self? If you do, that's okay. But it means that you're overly stressed. Because when you allow peace to enter your life, it's almost impossible to be angry, irritable, and pissed off with the world. You're drinking coffee all day to get through your stressful day, and you wonder why you're anxious. You wonder why you can't sleep properly. You wonder why you're a bit jittery and irritable. You're putting plasters on a broken leg. Now, how do you change this? How do you deal with this? This is a difficult one, but it's very similar to replacing negative thoughts with positive ones, which is you actively pursuing them. You've got to change your habits. You need to allow more time to sleep. When you're sleeping, your body is repairing, restoring. 5-6 hours of sleep a night is no good. It's no good. But George, I have kids. Yeah, I know. But it's still no good to get 5-6 hours sleep. I don't care why you're getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep. It's not doing you any good. You need to prioritize getting more sleep, even if that means taking a nap after work. Your spouse can look after the kids. You can have your nap. Drinking too much caffeine. I know people go on about this. And by the way, I drink coffee, but you're drinking too much. I know people who have 7 cups of coffee a day. Too much. You're not going to sleep properly. You're not going to have deep sleep. You're going to be jittery, on edge, anxious, afraid. So instead of drinking 7, reduce it to 5, reduce it to 3. Don't have more than 2. 2 is a lovely sweet spot. 2 cups of coffee before midday is fine. Studies prove that. That's why I'm saying it. Anything after midday is going to affect you in a negative way. Stop skipping meals. Skipping breakfast, running out the house, skipping your lunch. You need to nourish your body. Look after your body. A cheap sandwich and a packet of crisps doesn't count as nutrition and nourishing. Consume more fruit, consume more fiber. It's going to help you massively. You're not drinking any water either, right? You're drinking a litre, maybe a litre and a half a day. You need to be drinking up to 3 litres. Okay, don't be afraid to drink a gallon of water a day. That's what I try and aim for. The more water I drink, the better I feel. I know when I'm dehydrated. In fact, I'm dehydrated right now because my lips are dry. And it's not because I'm out here in nature. I know my body very well. When I don't drink enough, and I know I haven't today, and I've done a lot of hiking today, haven't drunk enough, my lips are already dry, which means my skin's going to get dry. Okay? Learn to know your body. Learn to understand your body. Learn to accept your body for how it is. Everyone's body works a little bit different. You need to move as well. Move. You're sat around too long. You're not moving. You need to get out and hike. Don't be afraid to get a gym membership. Don't be afraid to go for a walk or a jog or a hike with a friend. They can help you. Don't be afraid to do some exercise at home. Run up and down the stairs a few times. Learn to dance. Enjoy the process. Doesn't have to be difficult. You need to replace some of your bad habits with new ones. This is what's helped me so much. And yes, it's effort. Yes, it's difficult. I exercise at about 6:30 to 7:30 every morning, Monday to Friday. And it's tough sometimes getting out of bed at that time. My alarm goes off and I want a bit more sleep. I have to drag myself there sometimes. But I feel so much better when I do it. And if I don't do it, which can happen on occasion, I don't feel as good going into my day. And then if I don't drink enough water and my lips are getting dry and I skip a meal, suddenly I'm fatigued. Suddenly I've got brain fog. Suddenly I'm angry. Suddenly I'm irritable. Suddenly I'm arguing with someone. Suddenly I'm feeling road rage hitting in when I'm stuck in traffic. What is going on? I'm not looking after myself. I am overly stressed. So there you go. I don't want to leave it on a negative note. I want you to see that as a positive. I want you to see that as something you can implement today. You can change your life today. Check your breath. That's where it starts. Check your breath. Are you even stressed? Because I guarantee if you're belly breathing, then you're not irritable. You're not angry. Okay, so are you breathing into your chest or your belly? That's the first thing. What are your thoughts like? Are you more negative than positive? Would your friends call you a positive person? Would your friends call you a negative person, or somewhere in between? Once you've established that, don't be afraid to go out there and start practicing. I can't even swallow now, my mouth's getting dry, I need water. Start going out there and implementing positive thoughts, positive thinking thoughts, okay? If something negative is going on, try and think more positive. Turn the news off. Unfollow all those news channels on social media. They don't do you any good whatsoever. I don't watch the news, never have, never will, refuse to. If I did, I would be so much more negative. I would not be that positive guy. I would not make videos like this if I watched the news. I couldn't do it. My mirror neurons would activate. I wouldn't be able to do it, okay? And then lastly, change your habits. So not just mentally, but change your physical habits. Drink more, eat better, move more, sleep well. It's that simple. And I know you can do it because you're watching this video. And I wish you all the best. If you need any further help, just let me know in the comments. I can answer more questions. Please like the video if you learned something today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Wishing you all the best and all the love in the world. God bless.